like I said, I want to have one more season's bike ride, and hopefully, health permitting, and weather, as long as it's nice weather, that helps. Last thing I want to do is being on a motorbike in a pissing down rain. You know, I think once I get out of England and start getting into like Spain, northern Spain, and like across into Portugal and start heading down there, weather should be a lot nicer than good old Blighty. And cut back round, and like I say, I've always wanted to visit the Alhambra. You know, there's in Bradford, it's a famous theatre there called Alhambra Theatre. But yeah, I'd love to go there. I just think it looks amazing. Go and visit that and walk around that. And then ride up, ride back, either head back into Portugal or cut across the middle of Spain into the middle of France, into rural France. And ride up that way. I'll see how it all plans out, but it's what I'd like to do. And if I can't do that, I'm thinking maybe hire a mobile home and do it in a mobile home where I'm not exposed to all we can drive across on Channel Tunnel, or maybe get into France and hire it in France rather than from England, and start in France, drive round and do circuit, park up in France, and then back on the train back up to Huddersfield. You know, let's see how it goes, and let's see what I can plan and all this. Because by doing it by life, we've got an hire vehicle, and I don't think I'll have a problem, because while we were part of the EU, it wasn't a problem, that, you just drive around, not a problem, it's all part of the EU. But because I'm not part of the EU anymore, it might involve having to do carnies and all this lot, where you've got to have all your valuable goods like motorbikes, cameras, mobile phones, all like that, catalogued, and then you've got to pay a percentage of what the value is, and for carney to go into the country, and then you're given a time limit that it's valid for, and you've got to have it stamped in. And when you go into the country, you've got to have it stamped as you're leaving the country, and then you've got to have it checked and stamped to enter the next country, even though you just had it stamped to leave the bloody country. And then you've got to be signed in there, and then it's all the same again. So. But I'm thinking if we had it in France, at least steering wheel will be on proper side for driving on opposite side of the road. Where in English one, it's right hand drive, isn't it? Or is it left hand drive? I don't know. Let me think. Yeah, it's right hand drive, isn't it? But would need left hand drive for driving on continent, which make it safer. But it's just something I'm going to have to look into. Give me something to do. Plan it, and then have a good look then, and see what are good spots to visit that are your normal tourist attractions. I'd like to go and visit old, and I mean old, churches. old churches, monasteries. I know it's I'm saying like old religious buildings, but you find that they're ones that have been kept in good condition. Like you can go around and see old castles, but a lot of them have been left to fall into ruin. Or over years they've been kept, but like modernised beyond medieval, you know. You go around, they've got double glazed fucking windows and central heating and turned into bloody hotels. You know, at least when you go to like Skipton Castle in England, yeah, outside at Castle there's a big house being built for residential, but the castle itself is more or less as it was in its original state. But they haven't tried to recreate it by putting furniture in and fake tapestries on walls. You go in and you go into rooms and they tell you what the rooms are like and how kitchens will be set up, but they're empty rooms. And you get a feel for it. You know, they haven't like put double glazed windows and central heating in them to make them more comfortable for tourists. You know, it's like when you go down in a dungeon. Actually, yeah, it's a castle. They've actually got a dungeon, and you go down into it, and it's this straight set of steps that go down, and then you get to the bottom. There's a little right turn to an arch, the door there, thick wooden door, big metal bolt on, and you go into this room, and that's basically a prison cell. And all they have in it is with one little light bulb just to light it up, and you can see just how dingy it is. And then what they do is when you go in it, they shut the door behind you and turn the light off. And it is total dark. You put your hand in front of your face, you cannot see it. It's just pure pitch black. There's no light creeping in from under the door. You know, if you turn round or all like that, you lose sense of direction. You don't know where the door is. You don't know where walls are. It's quite a weird experience. And because you're like underground and middle of the castle, you're actually below ground. There's no sound either. So it's pitch black, and all you can hear is other people around you breathing. And the same people is thrown in there, and they've just left. So only thing you see is that complete black. All you'd hear is the other prisoners mourning as they were dying. Through whatever, and smell. Because they won't come in and clean you out every day and see who's still alive. So there'll be people in there dying. They'll be left in there for a few days, and until the smell got that bad when they came to throw what scraps of food in, because they throw food into them. And you'd have to scramble around and feel around to find it. And then they'd come in with torches and drag corpse out. You know, by that time, any rats that were in there that was still alive that hadn't been eaten by people, you know, be carted out. You know, that place is like, there's one, you go into one room, it's a room that Mary Queen of Scots we kept in Elland, and she was brought down into England. She was out there for a while in one of Windsor Castle. And she was held in here as she was a prisoner, but not one that went dungeons, of course. And they said what made this room special, it had its own toilet. And you go into this little alcove, and it's basically a stone slab, because that part of the castle's got an overhang. It's built as an overhang to the castle, and it's just an hole, and you just sat there and shit down the side of the castle. so you didn't have to shit in your room or in a bucket and throw it out and sluice it out. Yeah, we called it old fucking plop and drop. Straight there, plop your eyes in it and drop your load. Yeah, medieval, that was kind of a modern thing, so you could sit there and actually take a shit. The toilets, just a channel, you shit in the channel and then throw a bucket of water and that slushed it out at fucking out of an hole in wall at the castle and drop down then into woods behind the castle. But yeah, you see, going around castles, and especially old places with tour guides, and hearing about things like this that you hear. And history of it, what parts they played in that country's history, and that I think, I've always found that fascinating. As much as I love history, I'm shite at remembering names and dates. That one big thing about it is I could tell you about.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
I can, things like that about, that's where toilet one, this is the room that they kept Mary Queen of Scots. Oh, when was that? Yeah. The time of Queen Elizabeth I, that time, whenever that was, 1500, 16, I don't know, 1600s, I don't know. See, I couldn't tell you dates at Tudors, when Tudors were. Yeah. I know Queen Victoria died in 1901, and so Queen Elizabeth, she was Britain's longest reigning monarch. But when Queen Elizabeth died, not 100% certain, but I think somebody said that she was the longest serving monarch ever for any country where it's been recorded. I honestly thought I passed before her. Never thought I'd live long enough to see a king. No, last I heard he had cancer. That was a couple of weeks ago. And they were getting treatment for it, but I haven't heard help since. But then again, though, to be honest, I'm more bothered about what's happening with my dad than what's happening about King Charles. But yeah, I was gutted when the Queen died. Weird. Yeah, that's enough about stupid death. Rookie started again last night. Anybody watch it? I am so looking forward to watching it. It's been a while, because it finished on a right cliffhanger last season. and like the new bad guy got introduced right at the end. So yeah, I am so looking forward to this season. I don't know what it is now. I don't know whether it's season 6 or season 7. But belting on. You know, how long ago is it since Castle? The series Castle. That's got to be, what, 10 years ago now at least. You know, yeah, I like Castle. It was a good series, that. But I've got Castle, I've got Firefly, and I've got Rookie. Because when you watch Castle, on one of the Halloween ones that they did, he comes out dressed like he was in Firefly, and Alexa is says from what he dressed as. She says, "Space cowboy." He says, "There ain't any cows in space." Another one they're on about another time in it. The killer's a zombie. That's a classic one. A classic line that in the high five somebody just walking past. The killer's a zombie, and high fives them. Another one about if you win lottery, and one of them says, he says, "I buy a Ferrari." And Castle goes, "Why?" He says, "You're no faster than any other car when you're stuck in traffic." Which is true, isn't it? One of the things, James May, part of Top Gear team, original Top Gear team, the team that made Top Gear worldwide famous, because Top Gear had been running for years. Jeremy Clarkson first came on as segment presenter. And then it ended up taking over it and bringing in Amster. He was a segment presenter as well. He came on every once in a while just to review odd motorbikes. I don't know when how James May came on board. He was a motor journalist. I think worked for one of the magazines. I'm not too sure. But either James May or Richard Hammond loved the Lamborghini contest, and he'd always wanted one. And he either got one of them got one, or they got to. I know they drove one in show because they had to park it in the middle of this town. And with squitty little back window that they've got, it's almost you have to like open the door and look out at the bloody door to try and reverse it. But he absolutely had to try to park it. And the thing about Manol, when you're going slow, it can't pull enough air into the engine to keep it cool, so it were overheating when you're stuck in traffic all the time. You know, it looks beautiful, but yeah, that's all it is. You know, it says could never drive your dream, because when he drove it, it turned out to be an absolute nightmare. Heavy steering, overheating, bad to park, you know. And it was quite uncomfortable as well, uncomfortable position, awkward to get in and out of, and you know. It really destroyed his dream, you know, because he said when a kid he used to have a picture of it, a picture of a red one on his wall, and it destroyed the dream of it, his illusion. But then again, that's you should never meet your idols either, you know. you see people who are famous and you go up to meet them and they turn out to be right arrogant shit, so just brush you off. One guy who wasn't like that, and we're at an actor called Bill Owen. He was a really nice guy. I got to know him when I lived in Perth. They used to film a series there called Last of the Summer Wine, comedy series, and he played Compo, and he was like the main character in it. But after filming, he'd get out, come out of makeup, and he'd be just in his normal clothes, and he'd walk around and he'd be quite happy to stop and talk with people. You know, but there were some days he died. He'd died at video shop, and you know, locals would go in and he'd be in there. And they'd be, all right, Bill. Oh, hiya. You know, because you get a lot of tourists coming to the village. Not, well, Banffers, Banffers were printers, and they're one who did all saucy postcards and all that. Basically invented them. So it's like the home of the saucy postcard is all there. And also one of the first movies filmed, short movies that were filmed, moving pictures that were filmed. We filmed in Park in Perth, in a small park there. So that, and then there was another thing, before they brought in Dangerous Animals Act and all this lot. There used to be a guy who'd walk around town with a bloody two tigers, a pair of tigers, on leads, like walking a fucking dog. His stepdad says, oh, he remembers this guy walking around with tigers. You know, you come out, you go shopping, they just be walking through the village with a pair of tigers. But then they brought in Dangerous Animals Act. And yeah, that's when you had to like keep them in confined areas, caged areas, sealed areas and that lot. And I think it's because people were getting mauled by them and shit like that, you know. You took your cat out for a walk and it ate neighbour's dog or something. Shit like that were happening. But yeah, because tigers had basically grown up from when they were young, from like, I don't know, cubs. They were used to people. They were taken out as cubs in village, and people would be stroking them, so they were used to people stroking them and that lot. You know, since they started putting them behind bloody bars and cages and not letting them be acclimatised to people and people touching them, you know, they turn nasty towards people. You know, like when they're out in the wild, yeah, they'll attack a person because they don't know them. They're not used to humans, or ones that they are used to, bad ones who try to hunt them and kill them. So yeah, no wonder they're pissed off with humans. But when they're brought up like any animal, if they're brought up around humans and they get used to humans, they're not going to lash out in fear unless they've been mistreated. You know, when you take an animal that's used to its freedom, running wild, and then sticking it in a pen, no wonder it gets fucking batty. You know, they complain about these. You see these videos of bears in Russia that are in fucking small cages, and they're just rocking backwards and forwards because they've gone lunatic because they're stuck in. What do you think bloody lions are used to roaming for bloody around vast like savannas and all this lot, and then they're stuck to being able to walk around somewhere smaller than a mall shopping car park. Oh, I'm not a great lover of zoos, but I also understand the important role that zoos play now in the conservation of animals, the breeding programs, the reintroduction of species to areas. I understand that. But the thought of putting an animal in a cage, yeah, no. And yeah, you have to have people public viewing them and that, so they can afford to keep the animals alive and run these programs. But maybe safari parks. We have a couple in England. That's about as close as acceptable as I'd say. For keeping a wild animal captive. But I know they do their best at zoos to make their enclosures as comfortable or as close to what they'd have in wild. But it's still nowhere for them to go. You know, you get your lions, your tigers. They don't have they don't have to hunt anymore. They're not getting that thrill of that anymore. You know, it's somebody opens a trap door and lumps meat in, and that's it. You know, in some safari parks, they get the meat and they put it on ropes and drag it behind vans, so behind Land Rovers or whatever they're feeding them from. So they have to chase it to actually catch the meat to give them, stop the boredom. Oh God, listen to me getting on with the yelling, on with the maudling. Right, well, I'm definitely going now. God, I was saying that at the day. 1 night, it's 2:10 now. Told you, I sit down, I'm about to go and I can rattle on. Oh my God, listen to me. Right, so, wherever you are in the world, please do have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. Because unless you're on the moon, it's bound to be one of them.
Take care.
Oh, and here's a thought. Anything is possible. I heard this saying on one of animes. It says, mankind was not blessed with wings, but we still managed to fly to the moon. I just thought, well, yeah, that's about right, and that sums it up. Anything's possible. Even without wings, we've still got to fly to the moon. So yeah, that was a nice positive thought for today. But yeah, so please, whatever else happens, do stay safe, do take care, and remember to have fun. No point reminding you about 11s because I've talked through it. Mind you still might have it coming up, so don't forget 11s. That's a brew and a bun. But for now, I am going to say thank you, farewell, and thank you for taking time out of your life to listen to me waffle on in mine. Maybe if you enjoy it, you'll come back and listen to me waffle again. So until the next time, I will say thank you and goodbye. So bye for now. Bye.